Hi, my name is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge. Today I'm bringing you a book tag that I am very excited about because not that any of you guys would know this, but this book tag hits on one of my favorite things that I talked through in college. It came up in a psychology class as well as a business studies class, which is really funny. But that is the Myers-Briggs personality types. If you don't know anything about them, this tag might seem kind of weird to you, but I also highly suggest you at least look into the links below and take the quiz and see what you are, because you might learn some really interesting things about yourself. And so when I saw this come up, under one of the people I subscribe to, I was like, no way, I'm so excited to do this. So it's called the Briggs Book Tag, and it was created by Jaded Reader. She did such an amazing job picking apart each part of the personalities and then writing questions. So I'm not going to go through everything. I'm going to link her video because she did so much work creating this tag that I want you to go hear her explain it. That would be a great way to get a better idea of what you're looking into. But otherwise, yeah, I'm going to link her stuff and then you can see. So I'm just going to read the questions that apply to me, and then you definitely go check her out. She has a Google Doc where she tells you what the questions are, because there's a question for each letter and then there's a question for your personality type. So she did a lot of work to set this up and I'm so excited to do it. So here we go. Just real fast before I jump into this, as always, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing to my video. It means so much to me. I'm going to be doing a giveaway here on BookTube soon when I get to 150 subscribers. I'm setting that goal. I'm not too far away, but I just want you to know now, so make sure you're subscribed to me and that will come even faster than I could. But no more breaks, here we go. Again, like I said, I'm an ESTJ, which means I'm an extrovert with sensing, thinking, and judging. That's what that means. An extrovert means you gather your energy from people, which anyone who knows me in real life knows that is so true. I love people. So my personality type is called the Supervisor. Again, if you go take the quiz, you'll learn what yours means. Mine means a lot of things that I'm not going to go into because I'm going to try to keep this quick because this is only a 5-question book tag, so it shouldn't take us forever, right? So the first one is for the E, the extrovert part, and that question is this. Being alone has its perks, but what's the point of a good book if you can't share it? What are 3 of your all-time favorite books that you want everyone to be talking about? Well, I don't think any of these will be a surprise, but let's go through them real quick. First here, I have Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. Thankfully, I am part of quite a few communities on Facebook and on YouTube who all love Diana's works. The story of Claire time traveling to meet the love of her life and all the adventures they go on over the next 20 to 30 years together. It's amazing. The TV show is amazing. I will never stop talking about this book. I try to fit it into every book tag if possible because we all need to be talking about it. So there's this one. And there's Aragon. This has been one of my favorite books since I was in 8th grade, which is 15 years ago, maybe not quite that long, but a while. I love these books. I think the first one is the weakest, but then again, think a 15-year-old started writing this book and it is pretty darn good for that. And they only get better as it goes along. I love this series. I can't wait to do a reread soon. I have so many books I want to get through this year. I don't have time for it, but the guy who reads the audio is also amazing. So maybe I'll do, a re-listen to it as well. But East by Edith Pateau. West is coming out soon, the long-awaited sequel that we didn't ask for, but I definitely deserve. I cannot wait. I'm trying to get an arc of it on NetGalley because it's up there, and I'm just please God, if you love me, let me get an advanced reader copy of West because I would just, the fangasm would be heard throughout the galaxy. A middle grade story, but I've loved it. I've loved it since I first read it when I was 12 years old, and it's the story of Rose. And I did a whole retro review for this. It was one of the first videos I put on my channel. I'll link it up here, even though that was back before. I still don't know what I'm doing, but I really didn't know what I was doing and I made that. But still, I poured out all my feelings for the book in that, so you can check it out if you want to know. Next question is for S, which is sensing, and that is, A good book can have great ideas, but poor execution can be killer. A book that had an amazing idea, but you couldn't suspend your disbelief. This book, sadly, I didn't have to think too hard. Since starting my my BookTube YouTube journey, this book is the one that let me down the most because I was expecting really great things, and I just got like 80 pages in and I hated everyone and everything. And that is Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. I just did not like the main character. I didn't like a lot of the things that were happening or how the story was going. And because I didn't care for any of the characters, I knew I wasn't going to care how it got resolved. So this was one of the first books I DNF'd when going to BookTube. And I hadn't DNF'd a book in ages, but now that I have so many more books to read, I can't sit around and push myself through books that I don't want to have. So they get DNF'd and they get kicked out of here. So sorry, this beautiful, the owl crate cover and everything, and I just had to... Don't care is for thinking. And this one says, nonfiction for some can be tedious, but where would we be without the truths of our world? What book, text, or reading material have you found yourself referring to when in need of answers? So this question I've tweaked a little bit because honestly for me as a Christian, the answer to that is I go to the Bible for my answers. I don't go to any other book besides that for my answers, but I wanted to change it and decide to show you a nonfiction book that I think you should read. Not that it's going to really teach you anything or change you, but I don't read nonfiction at all, at all. And I read this book a few years ago and it did it touched me, the story that was told. Unbreakable by Laura Hildebrand. This is the story of Louis Zamperini, who was an Olympic athlete, and then he was drafted into World War II. He survived the longest stay on a raft, and then they were captured and put in Japanese internment, a Japanese prisoner of war camp for many years. And yeah, and then it was his story of coming to God afterwards and how he forgave the people who tortured him and treated him horribly. And this book was so good. I cried so many times. Louis Zamperini was an amazing man. He just died a couple years ago, and anything you hear from him, he was so hopeful and he just wanted to live his life the best he could afterwards. So anyway, I really wanted to share this. Laura Hildebrand does an amazing job through interviews with him, and the research she did was amazing, and this is a fabulous story. So judging. All play and no work leads to chaotic disorder and anarchy. How do you structure and balance your reading, BookTube, and personal life to make use of your time? So that's a really good question. And again, being an ESTJ really does factor in to how I do things, because I do like order and I like things to be controlled. And so getting a feel for when to upload and when to film has been really tough for me. I feel like I'm coming more into my own, instead of having very strict schedules, I have a list of video ideas, and then the videos that you do monthly and weekly, like my vlog and wrap-ups, and I do a book haul whenever I have enough books to do one. So those ones I know where they go and when they need to be done. But everything else, I have a list of videos I want to make, which books I think need book reviews about, and then like I always say on mine, I try to put up 3 to 4 videos a week. So I've lately really tried to be getting ahead of it, especially when I have things going on. But for someone as organized as me, it has been a struggle because I don't know when to get stuff put up and when is a good time. When will the algorithm gods speak to me? I don't know what's best. So I'm still trying to figure that out. But ideally, I want to know, can I film all my videos on Sunday and then just set it up so they get put out on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday? I'm trying to be the best at that I can. But that is my hope within the next couple months, to have a schedule that I can stick to. I just don't know what works best. So if you have any advice too, please share. I'm just trying my best to get as organized as I can, because it does bother me not to be organized. So then finally here is the question specifically for the supervisor, ESTJ. And so that question is, you can always be trusted to not only get it done, but to make sure it's done right. Not all popular books meet your expectations. Pick a book someone might like if they like a popular one. This one for me, I picked a popular book that I love, and then I'm suggesting another book that I love that is like that. Because, I don't know, I was having trouble finding one that went the other way. So, the book that I love is Illuminae, and the book that is like it that you should read is Contagion. They both take place in space, they both take place on different planets, they both take place with a disease/horrible thing happening, and they both take place with people hiding information that needs to come to light. So that is like non-spoiler for both of these. This is by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman, and this is by Erin Bowman, and you should read both of them. I have a review for this one up. I still need to get a series review up for this. I apologize. Like I said, it's back. There we are, folks. That is the Briggs Book Tag. Please check out the Jaded Reader below. I will link her information. Any book advice you have, love to hear it. Again, thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. I love you, and thank you for stopping by the Book Refuge. Bye.